I've used a handful of monitors in the past, and the very first one I got was the Andycine A6 Lite, a 5-inch 1080p monitor, super small, super basic, but it really opened my eyes on the importance of a monitor. The monitor that I use day to day is one by Small HD. I use their 702 monitor. It provides a great image and has become a reliable tool. So that all gives me a little bit of perspective on monitors and the different features I've grown to like and expect what I don't like. So that leads us to the Andycine X7S Ultra Bright monitor. This is a 7-inch 1920 by 1200 IPS display, has SDI connections, and it comes at a price point of $307, which is still pretty budget comparing to other monitors out there. But it's definitely not the cheapest either. If you don't have a need for SDI and you want to save a little bit of money, you can go with the Andycine X7, which is HDMI only and costs just under $300. This monitor has an aluminum construction and definitely feels like it actually could take a drop or two. Now, if we look along the top of the monitor, there are 8 buttons, 3 of which are customizable. The other buttons are mode, menu, volume, and power. All of our ports are arranged nicely along the bottom of the monitor, making it a really sleek design. I feel like it keeps everything streamlined and out of the way. You'll find the SDI in and out, headphone, DC in and out, as well as HDMI. And tucked over on the side is a mini USB for firmware upgrades. And right above that is one of the 3/4 20s around the monitor. When we flip to the back of the monitor, we'll find our battery plate. Now this is actually changeable, so you can put in different style of batteries such as Canon LP6. However, I find a lot of people are just going to use the Sony NPF style battery. On the sides of the battery plate are the speakers, which when you turn on the monitor for the very first time, the volume is cranked up, and this created a feedback loop, so that became very annoying. So I ended up turning the volume all the way down, that way I didn't have to deal with it. Let's turn on the monitor and go into the menus, and we're going to use the arrow keys to navigate through the menu. I'm not a big fan of this sort of navigation. It becomes really clunky, and I find that I miss out on the features or mispress buttons. It's just not that great. I mean, it'll get the job done, no less, but I really wish there was a better form of its menu structure. The first tab is the picture mode, and you can really fine tune each of these settings, color, temperature, contrast, to really fine tune it for your needs. The second tab is kind of your general settings, so language, firmware updates, aspect ratio, all that good stuff. The third tab will have your zoom modes for grabbing focus, as well as underscan or overscan. The fourth tab is some of your video assist features such as center marker, safe frames, rule thirds or 9 grid as they call it, image freeze, image flip, as well as anamorphic. Keep scrolling down and you find histogram, false colors, focus assist, focus peaking, overexposure, and as well as embedded audio. And the last tab is where you can actually customize those function buttons. So for instance, I have my function button 1 set to image flip, function button 2 set to safe frames, and function 3 to false color. But you can do anything throughout the menu to really make it easier. Again, these menus aren't great, so if you can customize some of those most common settings right there, it kind of helps with the whole process of using this monitor. What really separates this monitor from the rest of the competition is its brightness. It features 2200 nits, but to put that into perspective, your phone is about 1000 nits, give or take, and this monitor is twice that. So if you can see your phone pretty well outdoors, then this combined with the matte screen, you can really see at any time, no matter if the sun is glaring on the monitor. But being so bright does have its caveats, and I think it could be overkill. For instance, one of the biggest things I don't like about this monitor is that it gets hot just after a short time of using this. Here in sunny Florida, it can get really hot here, and it's not uncommon to have this thing on for 2 to 3 hours at a time or more on a shoot, so you can think about how hot this actually gets. But what really sucks is there's really nothing to do to fix that, except turning the backlight down. So right now it is at its lowest setting and it's fine for indoor use. However, if you're going outside, you do want more brightness, hence why you're buying this monitor. The question is, do I recommend this monitor? Well, that really depends on your needs. If you're in need of a really bright monitor, then yes, this is one of the few monitors that I've seen out there that's this bright at this price range. Now, if brightness is not a main priority for you, I would highly recommend looking at some other options. The A6 Plus and the Vodka A70 are both monitors that I would recommend that I have used. I think are better for everyday use. Sure, they don't get as bright, but they are cheaper, they have LUTs, they have touch screens, much better battery life. And if you're still concerned about brightness being outdoors, I should mention that the A70 and the A6 Plus, all those other monitors I mentioned, have sunshades with them. So in those super difficult conditions, you can put those sun hoods on, and that might be your solution. If this video has helped you in your purchasing decision and you want to show thanks, you can actually just like this video or check the affiliate links in the description down below. I get a little bit percentage if you make a purchase through there at no extra cost to you. So that's it for my review of the Andycine X7S Ultra Bright. I'll be continuing making more videos out here shortly. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.